In his last moment, Higuruma throws the executioner's blade behind Sukuna. Yuji grabs it midair and is about to stab Sukuna in the back. If he hits, it would be the end for the King of Curses. Chapter 247 ends on a cliffhanger, obviously, but what could happen here? I see 3 possible outcomes. Number 1. We cut to a different character. It could switch to Yuta's perspective. Since Kenjaku just died, something that could happen here is that every remaining curse he had control over gets released, just like Toji hinted at after his fight with Geto. This would cause for a lot of chaos and may be too much for Yuta to handle in that moment. In this case, we may not see the result of Yuji's battle for another few chapters. Or it cuts back to Urame and Hikari fighting, which would effectively do the same. Number 2. It's over. The chapter starts off with a flashback to Sukuna's past life in the Heian era, and at the end of it, we see Sukuna being hit by the executioner's blade. I could imagine Sukuna even congratulating Yuji on defeating him, or going out somewhat gracefully, even if he can't stand him. Then we see Sukuna's body turn back into Megami because he's the only soul left in that body, and it's over. But even with Sukuna defeated, it doesn't feel like the sorcerer's won. Yuji's fatally injured. I mean, did you see the massive hole Sukuna put in him? He's giving Toji some competition. And unless he figures out how to use reverse curse technique, he's definitely gonna bleed out. Then there's Megami. He's gonna be back, but also not really. He's gonna feel responsible for all the deaths caused by Sukuna, his sister, Gojo, Higuruma, and possibly Yuji. He probably won't even be recognizable anymore, especially because he had to endure being hit by Unlimited Void multiple times, so he may just be a potato once he returns, honestly. Other than that, you still have Urame to worry about. If Hikari loses, there's no one aside from Yuta and maybe Maki who can defeat her, and neither of them are there right now. Especially because Kenjaku knows something we don't, since he very ominously stated that his will shall live on, after literally getting beheaded. Number 3. It's so over. Sukuna somehow manages to not die and continue slaughtering everyone in Shinjuku. I don't know how he would do it, but I can think of a few things. He could straight up dodge, because just seconds ago he proved how much faster he is than Yuji. Or he does the same thing he did with Higuruma and cuts off the part of his body he's about to get stabbed in. Or he has some other way to evade certain death. In this case, we're even more screwed than before, and there's pretty much no way Sukuna is gonna get defeated now. But there's still a few things unaccounted for. 1, we don't know where Maki is right now, and Yuji may have some new ability. Or Nobara could make a surprise comeback. Maybe Gojo even returns. I mean, we haven't seen his body ever since he became half the man he once was. It's all possible, right? No matter which way this goes, Yuji is kinda screwed, so unless we get a cool plot twist, it may be Gojo over either way. I wouldn't put it past Geiki to give us an airport scene with Yuji, Nobara, and Megami, to be honest. But how do you think the coming chapter will start?